From the CISO series, it's Cybersecurity Headlines.
These are the cybersecurity headlines for Monday, August 17th, 2026. I'm Steve Prentice. Maximum severity SAP Commerce Cloud flaw now targeted in attacks. Following up on a story we covered last week, a maximum severity SAP Commerce Cloud remote code execution vulnerability that was patched 3 days ago is now being targeted in attacks, according to threat intelligence company Defused. The CVE-numbered flaw stems from, quote, an improper authorization weakness in the core data hub adapter extension for Commerce Cloud that threat actors without privileges can exploit in low-complexity attacks to execute arbitrary code, end quote. A spokesperson for SAP has confirmed that the company is aware of the condition, as reported by Diffused, and is investigating. New Mirai variant adds stealth capabilities to botnet code. According to researchers at FortiGuard Labs, a Linux-based malware named EVOO1bot, that is spelled EVOOO number 1 and then BOT, adds new capabilities to Mirai botnet code that itself has been actively exploiting vulnerabilities in internet-facing hardware for at least a month. The malware targets routers and other hardware from Alcatel, D-Link, Mitsubishi Electric, Netgear, Tenda, and Telesquare. The researchers say unpatched bugs in those devices allow EVOO1bot to spread and activate. Its talents include, quote, encrypted communication with C2 servers, a scanner that identifies and skips honeypot devices for malicious traffic, and a sniffer that looks for default access credentials that haven't been changed since a device was put into service, end quote. Shell investigates potential incident after Clop data theft claims. Global oil giant Shell has confirmed that it is investigating a potential security incident after the Clop ransomware gang claimed it stole 89 gigabytes of data. A recent post on Clop's dark web data leak site says the allegedly stolen files include engineering drawings, scans of facility testing reports, photos of the facilities, and project plans. As opposed to being an isolated attack, Clop lists Shell as one of 43 new victims possibly targeted in data theft attacks related to a CVE-numbered vulnerability. Other potential victims include General Electric and Philips. France's tax agency confirms a data breach in sophisticated attack. This is a follow-up to an attack that occurred in late June. The Tax Administration Office for France has confirmed that a cyber attack exposed personal data of over 670,000 individuals and businesses. Tax officials described the attack as more sophisticated than anything they'd faced before. The data stolen did not include passwords or other forms of access to secure customer accounts, but did include the type of PII that assists in highly convincing phishing and social engineering campaigns. French tax authorities say the incident was more complex than cyber attacks they had faced in the past, although they did not elaborate. Huge thanks to our sponsor, Vanta. Your GRC team is dealing with more and more frameworks, vendors, and risk. The board wants it all in one place, but your compliance data lives all over. Vanta's agentic trust platform connects compliance, risk, and trust at enterprise scale and delivers a 526% ROI over 3 years. More than 16,000 companies trust Vanta, including Snowflake, Atlassian, and Ramp. Visit vanta.com/CISO to learn more. That is vanta.com/CISO. Patchcord backdoor targets Afghan telecom and Indian critical infrastructure. Researchers at Acronis Threat Research Unit are warning about this compiled C/C++ implant delivered via lures, including fake VPN installers impersonating Afghan telecom and telecom management tools. An analysis of the attack has also led to the discovery of another Go-based backdoor dubbed Sheetcord that uses Google Sheets for command and control communications. The malware has been found to be delivered via a domain impersonating India's National Informatics Center. The campaign appears to come from a Pakistan-aligned threat actor known as APT-36, also known as Transparent Tribe. Banking hack investigation leads to arrests in Europe and Brazil. Multiple arrests this week were related to a hack that occurred in November 2023 and which drained an estimated 30 million euros, that's about $34.7 million, from German bank accounts. According to Germany's federal police agency, the BKA, 3 suspects were picked up in Europe and 4 others were arrested in Brazil, all on charges of fraud. The 2023 event allowed the hackers to make unauthorized withdrawals from bank accounts by exploiting a vulnerability in a payment provider, a technique that involved cloned payment cards. New Zealand accuses China of spying through space agency facilities. New Zealand's Security Intelligence Service, NZSIS, is claiming that Chinese companies are building space facilities on New Zealand soil to gather military intelligence. The accusation was made in the agency's annual Threat Environment Assessment. The country of New Zealand is enjoying a boom in space infrastructure due to its location, which allows for ideal tracking of satellites and space debris, as well as for conducting space-related scientific research. The report offers a case study of a China-based organization called Purple Mountain Observatory that has, quote, close links, end quote, to Beijing and tried to install ground-based space infrastructure in New Zealand that allegedly had the additional capability to collect intelligence of military value. Vacation photos become new potential vector for targeted phishing. Researchers at McAfee Labs are warning of a new potential phishing technique that could analyze photographs posted to Facebook or Instagram and create fake, unusual activity warnings from spoofed bank or credit card company accounts. The researchers stated that an image with no mention of where it was taken and no metadata attached can still be identified by AI agents with up to 90% accuracy. This is done by honing in on the background, the architecture, the signage, or even the angle of the sunlight in the picture. The researchers warn that, as with all things internet, due diligence must be applied when receiving alert notices that carry an urgent message. Simply being careful enough to avoid telling your followers where you traveled is no longer enough. If you have some thoughts on the news from today or about this show in general, please be sure to reach out to us at feedback@cisoseries.com. We would love to hear from you. I'm Steve Prentice, reporting for the CISO Series.
Cybersecurity headlines are available every weekday. Head to CISOseries.com for the full stories behind the headlines.